bringing things to a close today on day 2. So that's the 4th game that's coming to you. Our players getting ready for that now. We haven't seen Rush yet. If you're not so familiar with them, of course, they are formerly known as Na'Vi. So if you've been watching big tournaments of World of Tanks and you are wondering where they are, you're wondering who Rush is, let's put those together for you. Rush is Na'Vi, and well, with 1 or 2 exceptions on the roster, but basically Na'Vi. And yeah, so we have this huge day on day 2 of all these big giant teams turning up, and as we've seen, it's possible to get a few upsets along the way.
Yeah, I mean, Rush being one of the strongest teams of all time. I mean, considering they have taken so many international titles and also Russian titles, winning the Russian League multiple times in a row. And yeah, looking at their opponent, Elevate, they didn't look too good yesterday.
Yeah. And you're not just saying that as somebody who knows Oops so well, who beat them. Elevate went down 5-0 yesterday. Now, this is how we're going to end today. Another team in a must-win situation. And we had 2 of these games earlier on today, and those teams needed to win. Yinyo Gaming and Seven Pirates, they had to win. They didn't win. That's it. They're done here. Elevate can leave the final battle of 27 in a few rounds' time.
Yeah, Elevate really, like, this is the time they need to bring everything. They left, I don't know, everything back in the tactics room, it seemed yesterday. You know, there was no coordinated plays, there was no good pushes, no good tactics. Hopefully they saved it all for Rush. You know, maybe they thought they're the easier target, they're scared of Oops or something.
What we should say to their credit as North American champions and a team who, as we've said earlier on, had an entirely undefeated season 2 seasons ago, and then in this last season they only dropped 1 game all season. To their credit, and they wouldn't want to probably, they would never want to make any excuses. But I think it's worth mentioning with the respect that we have for a team as mighty as Elevate. There was a small emergency problem early yesterday. Not obviously going to go into any details, but I think it's fair to say everyone's okay, but not everybody's mind was where it needed to be for game time. And in those situations, like, that's kind of a little bit understandable. They would never make an excuse. They told me about this last night, and they said, we're not making excuses. We wouldn't do that. I said to them, would you want me to actually mention it? Because I feel like you deserve, you know, maybe that little bit of an explanation as to why Elevate weren't the Elevate we know. They were like, well, okay, if you think it makes sense from a sort of reporting sense. So that's why I'm saying this now. Let's move on from that, because we're not going to go into any more details. Elevate was still beaten, roundly beaten by a very good European team yesterday.
Well, I guess let's hope that they had or managed to use the time yesterday at the hotel to just gather, maybe figure out their strongest tactics, just get them, because they have to show it now. They have to bring it now.
They really do. I mean, we saw it as well. We saw Elevate on stage yesterday. Did not look like Elevate. They did not look like, a couple of individual players didn't look like they wanted to be there.
Definitely.
They wanted that over with and done with. But they are professionals. They are here with one of the best records on paper, not in terms of, you know, 2017 Grand Finalists, champions, Tornado or something like that, but with these 2 amazing seasons back to back.
Yeah, and they have a great lineup of players.
Yes.
So hopefully they've just done a little bit of a mental reset since yesterday. I think they're perfectly capable of doing so.
The pros that they are, I am absolutely sure that they could have managed to do that. Yeah.
And I think they can show us some good gameplay today.
Before, though, we see those teams on stage, I think we're going to show you a little bit more behind the scenes of Rush.
Помимо хорошей игры, очень важна сама мотивация игроков. И были, вернее, какие-то там психологические моменты, где игроки, вот, кто-то подустал, кого-то вот эти поражения выбивали из колеи. Но с ребятами разговаривали. Вроде сейчас настроение в команде хорошее, и даже это, наверное, больше решает, чем нежели там какая-то хорошая игра. Ну, в команде у нас раньше было всегда 3 лидера. Это Страйк, я и Анатолич. Сейчас я менеджер команды, с командой не так много времени провожу, но пришел кореец. И я так захожу, слушаю, плюс общаюсь отдельно с ребятами, узнаю какую-то информацию. А кореец там сейчас в авторитете. С тренером все сложнее, здесь именно больше деловые отношения, потому что кореец, мы никогда с ним особо не контактировали. У нас хорошие отношения есть с другими игроками там, команды, там, общаемся в свободное время, играем вместе. Но именно с корейцем больше деловые отношения, и он гоняет команду. Я считаю, это только плюс. Если он умудрился заставлять делать домашнюю работу игроков, чтобы выполняли домашнюю работу игроки команды Rush, значит, это многого стоит. Дружеские отношения могут мешать иногда для роста команды, но у нас в команде так сложилось на протяжении многих лет, что очень дружеская атмосфера. Понятное дело, мы там ругаемся, спорим, все как обычно, но, наверное, больше дружеские качества преобладают. Вот. Это где-то мешает нам в развитии команды, вот. Ну, где-то раньше, по крайней мере, для результатов где-то и помогало. Выступали в Киеве, выступали в Минске, выступали в Москве. Зрители встречают тепло, и я уверен, что вот не хватает таких финалов, чтобы их было больше, чтобы больше людей могло посетить, чтобы игроки смогли все это ощутить, поиграть, и был какой-то прилив новых игроков. Вот. Ну, тут именно не хватает количества этих турниров. А сама атмосфера очень крутая, потому что зрители поддерживают, все кричат, игроки тоже ведут себя довольно эмоционально. Можно, вот, когда я даже был в Киеве на турнире, уже не как игрок, а в зрительском зале сидел. Вот, и слышно, как игроки общаются, это уже немножко другие эмоции испытывают зрители. Последний год мы действительно, можно сказать, где-то, ну, для нас так, первое место для победителей, все остальное для лузеров. И так как мы частенько занимаем второе место, значит, у нас что-то идет не так. Сейчас провели большую работу в команде, привлекли тренера, правда, вот перед последним ланом он буквально за 2 недели, кореец пришел. Какие-то моменты смог улучшить, какие-то нет. Ну, игра в финале была слабая, откровенно. А сейчас надеемся, что сможем наконец-то забрать титул. И вот последний год он был неуспешный, вечно за бортом. Хочется уже что-то выиграть. Большое спасибо всем, кто нас поддерживает. Надеюсь, что на этом турнире мы вас не разочаруем и будем бороться только за первое место. Антиквару привет.
Yeah, hello from Rush to all of their fans. First time we see them here at the Fun About. Looking forward to seeing what they've got. As a team, we know they're ready. We know they can turn up. We know they have this amazing history of doing so well. You know, at grand finals in 2016 and 2014 when they were the world champions there, looking to get another huge title to their belts after having not won one for over a year now.
Well, yeah, but it's not only about the grand finals where you have to perform. They had really strong seasons, especially before their biggest enemy or biggest rival, Hellraisers, or now Tornado Energy, turned up. They won like pretty much every season final, and now also the past seasons were not that bad. I mean, we have to mention here they had a quite crucial roster change. Usually they were sticking, or they were with the same lineup for almost 3 years. So they got Levsha out of the team, and he got replaced by Beowulf. And also, as we saw in the interview before, Koritz joined the team, coming from Ding as a coach. So a very experienced guy here.
So Inspire, they're probably one of the most decorated players in the entire league. You know, I can't remember a time in WGL where you haven't seen Inspire somewhere on the top, collecting medals, collecting trophies from all around the world.
I guess one of the oldest players as well in the WGL, right?
Yeah, it's probably as well, along with some of the Chinese players and Haiba from Kasna. That's true.
Yeah, Giriloid, one of their light tank players. I see them wearing the Gunnar glasses for even more to get even more focused, using every advantage possible. Anatolic, their main strat maker, shot caller, definitely the core of the team. He has won a lot of season finals,
Very
a lot of
vocal in
trophies.
the battles as well. If you ever hear their team speak, you'll certainly hear Anatolic.
Definitely, and Beowulf coming in from NSS, I think he played before, replacing Levsha, and so far he did really, really well. And I guess this
Everybody's
guy,
favorite.
yeah, he doesn't need any more introduction. The top damage dealer, and yeah, top player probably.
Up
in the
W8
world.
at the moment since the recent W8 update. He's back at number 1.
Yeah, and the guy I think who is very, very nice guy. I've talked to him a lot. Is Light, very reliable player. Always been there and will always be there, I guess, for Na'Vi and Rush. So yeah, pretty good all-star lineup, and let's see what they can bring to the table.
They dealt very well with no longer being Na'Vi when that incredible organization stepped away from World of Tanks, but their players are here and they're Rush.
Team Rush, previously Na'Vi. have near countless championships under their belt. They were the locomotive of Tank Esports. However, since October last year, Rush haven't managed to secure a win at any major tournament, gradually giving way to their principal competitor, Tornado Energy. Changes were in order. Liv Shah became the manager, retiring from the active roster to be replaced by Beowulf, a former player of NSS. This was the roster at the beginning of the new season, but the beginning was hard. Uncertainty in their execution and lack of results, quickly followed by the loss of a sponsor, resulted in only 6 points scored after 5 games. In this potentially historic moment, one fan stepped up and offered financial support. The team burned their shirts once again, got a new logo and fresh motivation. In the very next match, they defeated their rivals, the current World Championships Tornado Energy. Soon after, Rush gained victory over Team Unique also, and in the fight against NSS, they showed great spirit, although losing the tiebreak. Rush completed the online stage on a positive note, beating their principal rival Tornado Energy 2 out of 3. However, the guys failed to repeat their success at the LAN finals in Kiev, losing to Tornado in the finals. Now they look forward to the final battle. Will the old world champions be able to break the downward spiral and again declare themselves the winners at the international arena?
Yeah, been a big season for Rush. Runners-up, though, at the end of it, as they have been before in other previous seasons, but they've always competed so well on seasons, as you mentioned, and also, you know, on the big stages, as we said, previously as Na'Vi and now here as Rush. Their challenge is Elevate, a team who really need to make up for yesterday, and will be, like here, all guns blazing to do so.
Yeah, Elevate not exactly showing up yesterday, but they still, at the core of it, have a group of very talented players in the NA region, undisputed champions of that region for the last number of seasons.
Yeah.
3 or 4 seasons has been a relatively consistent lineup, always putting out like really dominating results there, completely crushing the other competition. So I think if NA is going to get through further out of this group, the best chance really they have is Elevate at the moment.
Yeah. Dodoma first at the desk. Oxmouth is next to him.
They're looking kind of chill. I mean, you
I
know,
would not call that chill in particular.
chill maybe, but like a chill kind of focused, you know, like. Oh, that's a bad camera angle there.
Good to see some smiles.
Brett's
on
Okay,
very
so
high
now
up in his
Brett's
chair.
looking a little happier. Yesterday, as we said, they looked like a team who hadn't been at LAN before.
Yeah, particularly after 1 or 2 rounds, they were looking very down. It's good to see that that's changed around a bit today. I think it'll do them a great benefit. We can see positive there. A recent pickup from Eclipse in the previous season, played on the EU region with Ding, and won the season finals twice, I believe, with them. So great success there. He's a really powerful player.
Canadian here also didn't really have the best match yesterday. We saw more from him during the season, so I hope he stepped up.
Well,
That's the
giving us
wall
a
hacks
stare
we
down.
know. There he is.
Camera's not gonna
Always
blink, Wally.
positive.
Yeah, wall hacks is back with us and completing the lineup.
Petro, they're one of the main damage dealers in the team, particularly in randoms, is doing
50B, full
50B,
APCR, that's
full
what we love.
APCR, damage farm, all the way.
We welcomed them yesterday when they closed out day 1, but I think we're seeing the real team now. Welcome to day 2, Elevate.
Elevate is the top team of the American region. In the season of 2016-2017, they were unbeaten for 28 matches in a row and was in the top 4 at the last Grand Finals. The autumn season for Elevate went without any big concerns. They confidently defeated the main competitors, Eclipse and Dare Rising, both home and away. Such a comfortable road to the LAN Finals promised them an easy win and the title of champions. But this was not to be. At first they experienced a very hard semi-final against Dare Rising, and then they faced an unexpected finalist, Top Tier, who had clearly prepared for their match against America's best team. Despite these difficult matches, Elevate managed to beat their rivals and took the 3rd champion's title for the team's cabinet. At the final battle, Elevate enters a very difficult group with legendary Rush and Europe's Oops. Can Elevate pass beyond the group stage and raise their flag at the tournament?
Yeah, 5-0 is how that game went for them against Oops yesterday, putting the Giraffes in a very happy position before they'll turn up and play Rush. Tomorrow, it's Rush who Elevate have to get past now. So putting previous things aside, first time we see Rush here at the final battle, forget about yesterday's problems and game for Elevate. Forget about that. Rush versus Elevate. They knew this game was coming. How confident would Elevate be against Rush if everything was square? And it was just, right, no matter any history of this tournament, Rush have got to play Elevate on a stage.
Well, I think Elevate can't certainly be thinking that they'll have a good chance of a very high matchup. You know, even in normal situations, it's very one-sided towards Rush.
But we know that Elevate can turn up and fight.
Yeah, I mean, at the grand final, they played quite well, and they got to the semi-final, so they've proven that they can do it. And we have the map picks here.
A very confident map pick. Wow, by Elevate, they're picking Ghost Town. I would never expect that. Ghost Town being one of Rush's best maps, really. They have over 62% win rate on that one.
Yeah.
And yeah, exciting bans there. I mean, Moro being banned by Rush, that's standard. They also don't like that one. Yeah, Cliff also.
Why have they banned out Ruinberg, though? They're good on Ruinberg.
Yes, Ruinberg, they just see it as a 1-1 map, and maybe they just don't want it to happen. And if,
it's
Rush
one of their
like
best maps, and so is Mines, and that's gone as well. And Ghost Town is where we'll start and end should tiebreakers come around again. We're going to have Ghost Town as a tiebreak again.
Yeah, I really agree with the Mines ban out there from Elevate.
Yeah.
That's certainly a map you want to get out of Rush's handbook, because they've shown all season that they know how to play Mines, and they've played it a lot.
Yeah, and actually really excited here to see Sand River first time in this tournament. I don't know what we're going to be seeing there. Really aggressive stuff, but Rush picked it, so they better have something prepared on that.
They first
map.
picked it, and it's been banned out by pretty much every team so far.
Yeah.
So you think of something aggressive on, I don't know, like just a rush through the middle.
Well, if everyone's been
I7s.
banning it, that means that nobody's been training it. So perhaps Rush also hasn't been training it, and they've got some special tactics nobody's seen before. Could be something.
Yeah.
Let's add all this up and put some predictions in. Oh, it nearly went really well last time. Actually, yeah, I'm still quite pleased with that one. So that last prediction for top tier to win 5-4 was me sort of going, I want these kind of journeys to happen through this tournament. I want Elevate today to turn up and show us the Elevate they've got. But even if they do, it's Rush. And so I think it's going to be 5-2 to Rush.
Yeah, very generous, giving Elevate 2 rounds there. I'm actually going to go
Cut
with
down again.
Don't want to go with the 5-1 here. That would be very impolite. I'm also going to go with the 5-2.
All right, I'll take the bait then. I'll go for the 5-1. I think Rush is going to completely dominate.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Even Elevate in their best day is not going to stand up to the Russian powerhouse.
Right. Well, that's us. But let's go and talk to our best friend, who's in a tank. Tomato, what have you got? Yeah, Tomato the Lobster agrees with us. What do you think, though? WOTfinals.com. Make your predictions. Get points for doing so throughout the final battles and potentially win some fantastic prizes there. That is all for you at WOTfinals.com. So a confident Rush victory, which will send Elevate out of a tournament a lot earlier than we are used to seeing them. That could be a very hard thing for them to deal with.
Oh, we have to give them that they ended up in the death group. You know,
Yep,
having a
true.
top EU team and having a top RU team, that's not an easy task that they are up against. I think that the only way they have a chance today against Rush is if they just bring out something really special and try to surprise Rush in every single matter, in every single way. And yeah, just try to surprise them and take them down that way.
Of the teams who've come here that we've said today, these three teams who had losses yesterday, we mentioned earlier on about things like pocket strats, holding stuff back for the quarterfinals. Like if Elevate came here with any new strats and ideas that they haven't shown, you've got to put them all out on the field right now, because this is it.
Yeah, I guess, but they probably already did that yesterday against Oops, because Oops was like the easier of the both teams.
But it
yeah,
did feel like as that game was slipping away from them, Elevate, truthfully, by around sort of 3-0, it looked like they'd given up and wanted that one done and dusted, and will come back today and win this one instead.
so maybe they still have something special in their pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think Elevate's a very creative team. They've shown us a lot of new things.
Definitely, yeah.
In their time in the league. So I think absolutely that they can create something new. The only difficulty with that is if they haven't practiced it properly, creating something new last night or some special tactics, and you haven't practiced it, then it's never really going to go well.
I have experience with that.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I know how that can go. If you're like, I have this crazy idea, and you quickly put on a map tactic, and you like, yeah, let's move this and this and this. In theory, it will work, but in practice, it's always something different.
There are 7 of you or more on a team, though, who can all look at your ideas before 7 of you sit down and execute them.
But you can never know until you go into the battle. That's when something you've never thought of pops up, and even with the whole team worth of brainstorming, you can't think of everything.
True. Rush going to put up a really big fight for them. They're just getting ready now. We'll bring you that game as soon as they are ready to get into it. If Rush win this, Oops will be their opponents tomorrow. Or lose this, to be fair. That game's going to happen either way. If Rush win or lose this, they're going to be playing Oops tomorrow. Likely to win this. How do you fancy your friends?
Well, I've talked to them already. They're not going to be bringing the strongest strats against Rush here or tomorrow.
Okay.
Because they all know they want to go through to the quarters and bring their strongest stuff there. So yeah, just going to be seeing basic stuff tomorrow by them, and probably going to see a loss against Rush, but I don't think they will really care.
Quite a scary thing we just saw of Rush right there. That was slightly terrifying seeing him pop up on screen from that angle.
Yeah, but he's looking relaxed, but I mean...
yeah, that's about as
what
relaxed as you can be.
The chair doesn't go any further back.
Yeah, otherwise he would tip over.
Yeah.
A few of the players have tested him quite thoroughly this 2 days as well. So last game then of day 2 of the final battle. I hope you've been enjoying it so far. Rush versus Elevate, a classic legendary team in Rush and a brilliant team from North America with one of the best records on paper to get to this point. Are we going to see them in the latter stages, or are we going to be saying goodbye to them soon? Let's go over to Daki and Mojo and get into the final game of day 2 of the final battle.
Yeah, thank you so much, Analysis Desk. It is Elevate's last chance, the North American Dream Team on the road to victory or defeat. It'll be decided right here.
Well, we saw in the last match when Top Tier played, they actually improved their performance from the day before, but honestly, for Elevate to come out of this one, they will have to
Let's be real, it can't
quadruple the
it
performance.
can't go much worse for Elevate than it did yesterday.
That would be really hard to achieve.
It'd be almost impossible. So, talking to them this morning, they said that yesterday everything just went wrong. Games that they should have won, they just didn't win. And then rounds where they guessed, Oops just did the other thing, the counter to it. And it just, after that 2-0 on Himmels, it just spiraled out of control. But this is a new game. This is a new Elevate, hopefully.
There is a mouse.
There's 2 mouses, Mojo.
Oh ho ho, it's a Christmas for Miri.
Dodoma on one, Beowulf on the other. Now it's going to be a clash of titans. Dodoma, probably one of the best North American players ever.
Beowulf is one of the most seasoned CIS players, especially in heavy tanks.
Exactly.
So we'll see how it will go. Ghost Town being first map, we didn't see much of it in this competition yet, only on very few matches, but rather light setup. But both of the teams, Leopard played by Anime Lord, Brett. I hope he will actually manage the climb because we've seen a lot of fails there lately.
Yeah, it does look like he has already successfully achieved the climb in the Leopard 1. Anime Lord Brett will be over there, like you said, Canadian Impact just getting an initial spot out, and Rush just feeling out Elevate so far, but they do look to be going for a sort of split push at one moment in time. I guess once Beowulf makes it perhaps towards that cap circle.
A lot of cooldown tanks here waiting. Kirilloid, Rhino and Inspirer. What a trio in those Super Kongs. Who picks there? He's not gonna go do well.
Most likely not. Anime Lord Brett now going to be pushing forward like we see Leopard 1s usually do. The cap has started now with Beowulf as expected.
There is a big split here in the forces of Elevate actually, and I think if they stay like this, Rush can actually use it in their advantage.
Well,
Leopard is at the moment completely out of the battle.
Well, here comes the push out though from Rush straight over. Dodoma already looking for the cross. Rhino, Krillard, and Spyro. They're going to be going forwards into the guns of Elevate. Wallhack's already on the crossing as well. Brett now joining closer. Rush kind of realizing this is not a fight, that they should be taking Oxmatus, also backing off. They're going on towards Wallhacks. Wally, you're in trouble, mate. He needs to run away. He realizes the potential from Rush here. There is not a tracking shot right now on towards him, but if they get one, that will be that Super Conqueror down and out. There's the first tracking shot. Wallhacks in trouble. The rest of the Elevate team, though, scrambling into position, trying to get an overmatch on the other side of the map. Strike in the T-57 Heavy, getting dropped towards the one shot. Positive picks it up, just about alive, and Wally still trying to drag out the guns from Rush around. Wally goes down. Positive to follow. The HP still in favor of Rush, but the positions, Rush needs to get back into this fight. Elevate could still do something with this.
Slide is now doing the clip on the other side of the battle. The unbelievable, actually Elevate is falling apart everywhere, even where they had a higher number of the guns in the game. Dodoma, the one of the best NA heavy tanks, as you said, among the last surviving, but he was not focused. He played the mouse.
Nope, and it seems like Rush just made short work of Elevate everywhere else around the map, getting a triple kill within seconds on the remaining Elevate tanks. And Elevate on the first round of Ghost Town is going to go down in under 3 minutes. And it's going to be Rush to pick up their first convincing round.
It's really convincing that Rush picked attack on every possible map. They're attacking on all 4 maps that we've seen so far. And this should not have worked like this. It should definitely not work like this because, okay, Rush came to the middle. They saw the split in the Elevate force. They were chasing for Wally for a while there. 3 guns were out of the game.
Well, only one continued chasing.
Yes, but that's to do a kill shot. So when they pressed with 3 guns, and they had Leopard and Conqueror on the other side. The Leopard was not helping that much in that moment, I must say. And they were out of the game. So the biggest DPM they had was out of the game. While that was going on, there was 5 guys from Elevate on the other side against 4 from Rush, of one of being a mouse, and they didn't manage to do anything significant.
Well, it's convincing for Rush at least this first round, but doesn't always mean anything. Ghost on Attack is the favored side on this map. So Elevate now going to the attack. Need to keep believing in themselves. I guess that's the biggest story here. Elevate has to believe in themselves and their capabilities.
I'm just going to compare one Ghost Town round that we had yesterday. If you remember when Kazna played Pirates, like Vetso died in first second of the push of the Pirates, and there was a huge push coming in. But there was a continuous crossfire from every Kazna guy after that. That was lacking here. The positions were just not good enough by Elevate.
Yeah, and Wally here trying to get over. Did not work out that way for him. In the meantime, they tried to push all the other guns, but just not quick enough, I guess, for Elevate, or just lacking a little bit of focus. And Rush made it work. These are some of the highest skilled Russian players after Tornado, one would say.
It's gonna be tight when it comes to that. But there is only Dodoma on the first page here in top 5 players. And amazing, like in all times, when we say the mouse metas, 2 mouse tanks are both in top 5. No matter all the number of the Super Conquerors that were in the game.
Beowulf and Dodoma are doing very well on those tanks. Canadian, Anime, Lord Bread, and Positive doing the most distance. Not that it matters too much.
Not the distance that matter, the one to winning the game.
Yeah, usually. But now, Elevate on their attack. Rush is that kind of team that sometimes does go super aggressive.
Oh, look at this. Hits, penetrations, like everything in the favor of Rush. Rush usually goes super aggressive when they're certain what's going to happen. They're not a team that likes to do it blindly, unless they're forced to. The only team against they sometimes play blindly is Tornado.
Yeah.
And I think that's more from desperation in some moments
Desperation.
than anything else.
Could say that much. Now, I hope Elevate is keeping up the morale, because it is not over for them yet. There is still the possibility for them to make an upset here against Rush. And for all the North American viewers watching as well, hey, they better be praying for Elevate, because they're going to need every support they can get.
Well, at least they'll have 100% top tier in the quarterfinals. Like, that is happening. It's just a matter, will they be first or second? That will be decided in tomorrow's match between Ding and Steelman.
So lineups here again, 2 Mouses coming out. This time Rhino going to be playing 1, the Doma on his. An STRV though, however, for Rush.
And STRV we've seen used in a couple of matches before. One of the teams who were playing it also was Kazna. Isne was playing it. He needs to be bumped by a Bachat to get up there. And I guess we will see Kyriloid and Anatolic going for that one. Aggressive start here from Elevate, coming toward the 1 cap. Immediately, they do have what to play with there. They have Oxmatus on IS-7 and Wallhex on IS-7. So that's a good combo for that. And everyone else can just play cover for them if they decide so. And it does look to me they're going straight for it. Kyriloid is already up. Bachat is going away. The tow truck is leaving to help his friends.
Yeah, Kyriloid making it up in the STRV, like we've seen before already today. The IS-7 is going to be crossing over though. Oxmatus and Wallax are going to be trying to make that play. Already the first shot coming out, that should be from Kyriloid in that STRV.
It is, and there we go. We have Inspirer on the corner, monitoring over them. We have Kirill, who can pretty much farm them from up there. He's now breaking these obstacles so they don't interfere with the work. Bachat is in the back. What is his job? It is just to prevent any kind of ludicrous push along that line, and that will go toward Inspirer or spotting Kirill. Look at the damage that Kirill is now pumping.
Yeah, Kyriloid in that STRV having clean shots on towards now HG, on towards Wallax to get a secure reset. That's good stuff there from that STRV. Now going back towards the APCR, 50 seconds remain on the caps. Light now taking some damage. Inspirer just keeping up the spots. Matis now again taking another penning hit on his IS-7. It's an all-in play. Takes another shot. Oxmatis down towards 880 HP, getting absolutely destroyed by that STRV. Kyriloid having a great game already. 1.6k damage for him, and probably going to hit another one. No, that one just about misses on towards Wallhax. Oxmatis, however, he's going to take another pen here. That is Kyriloid, bring him down to 497 HP. Initial play from Elevate, punished heavily.
Ox is now on 1 shot on 100 HP. This plan is done and dusted, as Ducky would like to say sometimes. And I hope they have a plan B, because they already have a vehicle down almost.
Yeah, you can see there now the Elevate rotations coming out, but immediately Rush reacting. Positive and Canadian going towards the south side of the map. Oxmatis down towards a 1-shot. Now Veteran is Super Conqueror bleeding a lot. The push is already happening here for Elevate. A little bit premature even. Positive and Canadian not in the game just yet. They need to make this work. Dodoma from the top. Brett, Vetro from the bottom side. Rhino has been found in his mouse, however, and now the Doma pushing forward, continuing the push, and they've actually found the Anatolic and his Bachat, who was not aware that this was a possibility from this 50B, from this Bachat. Anatolic should be going down here, but he's just about still staying alive. Elevate now bleeding a lot of HP, however, they need to start making these connections happen on towards the Rush tanks. They're starting to drop low, they're starting to run out of steam. Can Elevate make this happen? Down 3k HP. What is the next move?
Big problem here for Elevate, because the STRV is still in the back waiting, and the teammates are from the Rush are pulling back so he can come to effect and start farming damage. The big problem for Rush here is the Bachat's HP, Anatolic, and the 50B. If they fall like Slide and Anatolic, they can fall like dominoes. That should be the pressure point for Elevate here.
You know, the cap has started, however, for Elevate. There is a Super Conqueror strike flanking around. Slide goes down towards Positive, however, that's a good kill coming out from him in that 50B. But now they need to be careful. Strike is trying to lurk from the back lines. Positive in the 50B, still holding this position, needs to survive as well. Strike's been spotted out. Kyriloid in the STRV, starting to move up as well. It's not looking that bad for Elevate.
Yeah, it's not looking that bad, and this camo, honestly, on 50B and the other tanks looks really awesome too. But there is a big counterattack by Kyriloid and Strike here on the other side. I don't think Brett can survive this one.
No, that STRV from the front is gonna hurt.
Kyriloid
getting deleted by the guns from Elevate. That's more like it. That's what we like to see from this team. 5 guns remain now from Rush. Brett, Canadian in the meantime flanking around. Positive finds Anatolic. That's 4 guns from Rush. And now Elevate, even with Oxmatis dropping to such low HP, is making this work. The HP evening out because of the gun in the game. They lose Inspirer. Rhino gets Brett in return. But Elevate about to pick up their first round here at the final battle. And God, they needed it. finally Strike goes down, and that leaves just Rhino and Elevate is going to get their first round, and I bet ya they're going to be very happy about that one.
That was really good play, actually. After losing so much HP on that I7 on the cap, I thought it was really gone round. There was no way out of that one. But things do happen. The aggressive counterplay, catching Anatolic, making him go on lower HP, dropping Slide on such a low HP also after that. That really won them the round, allowed them for more rotations, and they actually managed to save all 7 guns until the last stages of the game.
Yep, Anatolic there in his bad shot really being found. Did not expect positive and Canadian coming from there, which is a mistake to say the least.
Well, mistakes do happen. We've seen it a lot on this tournament, but a well-deserved win here for Elevate, coming back into a game after that. I don't know even what to call that first round.
Throwaway round, I guess we should call it.
Pretty much.
But that was much better. Even with that initial play though, Oxmatis, that cost him a lot of HP. They still made it work.
I really don't understand the S3V when he counter-pushed with Super Conk, that was okay. But he turned in a point where he actually can get shot from the cap, from the other side. And at that moment, Elevate completely abandoned the cap, immediately went to help their teammates because they knew the cap was never going to work, of course, and they shot them from all sides. That S3V, instead of shooting, got just deleted within a second, without doing anything in that moment.
Rush
that was a big mistake by Kirill also.
Yeah. Rush is no longer that undefeated team, that powerhouse. They've been on the decline, you can say that much, for the last few months, year even. So there is always that little bit of a potential there for Elevate, to be honest.
Well, now they do have Papa Koritz to actually coach them and train them, as far as we know. So
yeah, but Papa Koritz cannot help them in-game.
Well, they should be self-sufficient in the game. Papa Koritz is there to make ideas happen.
And this was the final move here, Canadian coming in. And yes, Rush was up in HP, but when the guns get decimated and there's only 4 remaining, that HP doesn't really mean anything against 7 tanks.
Now, when you are against so many guys, unless you have 7 shells in your clip and they load instantly, it's not gonna work.
I wonder, Krilla, did he get the shot here? I think he did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. Good stuff there from him. But the rotations from Elevate on point. Especially with being down so much HP, they still made it work.
Well, the next map we will watch is Sand River, I believe. And we will see Rush in attack again.
Attack on Sand River, it's a difficult thing to pull off, but Rush should have enough experience with it.
Yeah, we will see what will they do. They were even experimenting with RT261, if you remember, in one stage of the season. So it's going to be interesting to see what will they actually pick here. A lot of shots coming in from Kirill, a lot of damage. But then again, a crucial mistake in one last moment. Canadian Impact coming in with 3K. That's some really decent shooting from that budget.
Yeah, there's some really good stuff from Canadian. I think he should have killed Anatolic though before he got around the corner, but we'll forgive him for that one.
Turned out well.
Yeah, Anatolic didn't really do much after. So good stuff there from Elevate. Now though, Sand River going to be our next map between these 2 teams, and if Elevate could make this a 2-0, you know, seeing is believing. So let's dream a little bit. Let's root for the underdog. I'm on Elevate's team.
Well, they do deserve a break, I would say. And for us, it would be far more interesting if actually Rush had to decide their fate in the last match tomorrow. That would be really, really interesting to watch.
Wouldn't it be the 3-way tiebreaker then, if Rush beat Oops?
It would be a mess, because they would have to play against Oops, and God knows what could happen there. I mean, Rush will actually put it to higher gear, definitely, to win this, so they wouldn't gamble on the last match.
That is true now. Rush on the attack, coming out with the 4x IS-7 double bat and a T100. Elevate on the defensive side, triple IS-7 double bat, an SCRV and a T100 light tank themselves.
Let's see, will these I-7s actually move ahead across immediately, or wait, no, they're going for it, they're going for it, they're going to try to get the cooldown positions before Elevate can do any kind of crossfire on that. This is something like an old school tactic from the start of the season, where people were still experimenting with VZs, but VZs are slowly getting pushed out by the IS-7s, who are newly discovered. How many times again? Over.
Slide tries to connect on towards Oxmatis. Oxmatis does take one, but it gets in return a trade on towards Slide Wally.
It's never even trade when you shoot a budget for an i7 one shot.
Yeah, no, the i7 will take that and be glad about it.
Yeah, thank you, man. Come again, come again.
You can see here Wally in the i7 just sitting on top of that June. T100 already going more aggressive. This I like from Elevate.
Big rotation down from Elevate.
A double bat and a T100 here pushing aggressive. Canadian needs to be careful though. He needs to find Inspirer, because Inspirer is supported by Strike, and that's a duo you don't want to mess with.
That's a duo you don't want to mess with, but they do have an overmatch in that side. And there is nothing that actually Rush can do on upper side of the map and pressure up Elevate if something bad happens on this side. If this T100 and Barchat, if either of them dies, actually Rush might easily lose the game because of the crossfire that Elevate can establish.
Inspirer does get spotted driving up in his T100. Will they make it across? Inspirer and the T100 just about makes it over. There's the Bacha though from Strike. He's being caught out. That's good stuff from Elevate, forcing him around the corner. Drop towards 625 HP already. Elevate with a move, a decisive one as well, getting a nice HP lead, and that is good stuff from them.
This is good play when you already see the Rush i7 chasing them, but they are running away. This is more important even. They're not giving anything to chance. Full reload, full retreat. They already did a lot of damage. They did a big ding into the Rush's armor.
Yeah, and they even got the Doma across in the meantime in his IS-7 on towards the A8 position, which Elevate is going to be happy about as well. That's another crucial position taken for them on that defensive side. Wally needs to be careful in his IS-7, however. They are trying to snipe at him from the back lines. I don't think he's fully sitting perfectly. I think now he is. So just keeping the spots up is what Wally's doing.
Yeah, Wally has Bino Zone, guys, so he can monitor that. He needs a couple of seconds.
Are they going to try and
make
push the
work.
IS-7 with the bats?
Well, they are definitely gathering up.
If Slide gets spotted out now, he will die. Positive in this area. Ooh, they're just about running away. If he stays there, they will find Slide. If Canadian goes a little bit more aggressive, then they will find Slide out in the open. He's sitting on top of a June, but they are bailing.
Well, Elevate can allow a lot for themselves because they are defending and they really crippled Strike with that 600 HP, but that's not a decisive move. That's not enough.
It's going to be hard for Rush, however, to find an opening in this round.
There is another rotation now coming in. This time Rush is doing it. They're playing with the size 7 from the lower side, trying to cut off this angle where Butchets were using to penetrate their defenses, let's say it like that. And both Butchets and a light tank are now rotating from another side of the map. So they're counting that these three I-7s from the upper side of the map. Look at the position of the minimap, guys. Look at the positions of I-7s from Rush. They're gathered in a triangle, so they can cover each other really well, and no one can easily flank them. It would take a complete suicidal push from Elevate, from upper side of the map, to do anything on them, and their teammates from the lower side of the map could do something about it. While that's going on, they're pressuring with I-7, Anatolic as a battering ram. You can see him down on H8 line, while the Inspirer and Butchats are doing the covering shots.
Yeah, the Anatolic in his I-7 going more aggressive. Might try to find the likes of Canadian, the likes of those bad shots. Canadian takes a shot of damage already in that T100. Is going to be forced to back off. He is supported by a double bat, however. Positive and Bread going to be supporting, but there is Strike, there is Slide. They're both in support. This is not... Ooh, that's a nice shot there from Inspirer on the move.
It was cheeky shock, but he can take a lot back for that pleasure. There is a rotation also from one of the Elevates, I-7s, so he's joining them down, because otherwise this would be a huge problem. Inspire is running away, Slide is in a hold-on position there, so it's going to be really hard to shoot him. A track shot, but an unlucky one because he slided over the dune.
Still, however, they got Slide, and Oxmatis from the back lines picks up Inspirer. Strike out, Inspirer out, Rush down to 5, and Elevate with some decisive moves. And Wally gonna go up and over. Yeah, it does look like that. Now gonna go backwards once more. Takes 2 shots to the face, but he'll be okay with that. Vetro now dropped low though in his STR. He needs to be careful because Rush is trying to find isolations here. Looks like they're going for Wally. Yes, they are doing damage towards him, and Beowulf in the meantime being tracked from the backside. And yes, they're doing damage to Wally, but they're bleeding. They're bleeding a lot of HP for this, and this should be Elevate's round.
They're bleeding a lot, but we do know the answer for that. Rush has to do something about this game, but there we go. STRV is down, Vitro is down, Volhex is down, and Anatolic is pretty much alone here now. Butchat Slide is the only one covering him.
Yeah, here comes the counter push from Elevate. They want to take one of their own advantages as they push on towards Anatolic and an IS-7. An IS-7 is strong, but an IS-7 does not last long against the double Butchat. Brett and Positive the dynamic duo in this round in the bad shots, making plays. And Slide, my dear friend, in that bad shot, you've got 4 guys coming for you, and I don't think they were going to show mercy.
Dodoma is now here, the last guy standing for Elevate, but it doesn't really matter because the battle is lost on the important part. Slide is down. He left Oxmatus on low HP, but it's not enough. Dodoma still surviving. This is massive mistakes coming here from Rush.
Yeah, Rhino with that big miss beforehand. Dodoma now going to be down and out though. Rhino not going to miss twice. Not a man known to miss more than 1 shot. And Elevate making the dream come true, at least so far. Going to be bringing it to 2-1. And that's going to make Rush sweat.
He's gonna probably make it 2-1 because Rhinos has a dead driver, so he has some issues to come to the cap. This is the last resort attempt here for Rush because they can definitely not win the fight by fighting. Positive and Anime Lord will just split up in 2 different angles, wait for i7 Oxmatus to approach, but Ox is now on 2-shot for these i7s. Still, that will leave a lot of room for these budgets to work with.
Yeah, Kreloid and Rhino now abandoning the cap, realizing that capping is the most unlikely option. They need to be careful though, the side of Elevate. They need to not make mistakes here. They need to sit in the correct positions to close out this round. Rush is a team that will take a whole hand if you give them a finger. Rhino now peeking over together with Kreloid. Positive with a nice connection there on towards that i7. And the crossfire setup, it should be there for Elevate.
I think the only plan i7s at the moment had is actually to try to burst out and maybe kill one of these guys, Ox or Anime, and then come back to the cap, because in the cap they could maybe deal with 2 guys, but the 3, never.
Kreloid in the meantime trying to find an angle on towards Brett, on towards Oxmatus, but realizing this already, Brett is on the move, on the run, getting into a safe position. Oxmatus, it's going to be hard to push on towards him, and even then he's a 2-shot for Kreloid. So as soon as Positive gets into position, this will be hard for Kreloid to really close out this kill securely without dying in return. Ooh, that's a nice shot there from Kreloid, though, and a bounce from Oxmatus. That's not ideal. Oxmatus now needs to get back around the corner. He needs to get safe. Can he get safe? Kreloid, can he pick this up? Nice move there from Oxmatus. Goes behind the June. Gets safe again. Another bounce coming out. Ox will not miss this shot, however. And
Oof,
Positive.
nice connection by Kreloid on Brett also.
Yeah, it's not over just yet. 3v2. Another bounce on the back of Kreloid. Can Oxmatus get this connection? Lower the HP. No! Kreloid tanking like a champion so far. That's a nice connection finally coming out from Brett. Rhino now peeking over, looking towards Brett. Can Rush do this? It doesn't look likely because Positive still full HP, Mojo. Well,
Positive
full.
is almost full and he's coming from another angle. Here the house is killed, but Rhino didn't get the guy who he wanted. Ox is still playing around the Kreloid, who is getting shot by Positives. This is not going to end well for Rush, and I think Elevate finally has this round under control. Very important round.
A very important round to pick up that Sand River defense. Kreloid now only has 1 play and it's to drive towards the cap. Ox gonna peek out, get the 3rd kill in this round, and Elevate make it happen. Gonna make it 2-1. Can the Cinderella story continue? Can it happen?
We will see. It didn't happen still, even on the last match, but it was really close. It was really close because Top Tier even had a match point against Ding.
And there comes the double tap. Brett from one side, and then Ox from the other side, making it 2-1 from Elevate. And I like the rotations they did in that round. They were good, they were solid, and they catch Rush off guard.
They caught Rush off guard, definitely, and it was a good movement from them. They managed to find a weak spot in Rush's lines. They managed to see that Canyon is pretty much not spotted or defended by the Rush guys. They caught him off, did a lot of damage, and they did the smart things after that. Always running away, always covering their bases, sending enough reinforcements. Not too much, just enough. How much was needed?
Yeah, just the right amount of tanks and the right amount of plays for Elevate, making sure the crossfire is still set up on the other side of the map, and punishing Rush. And Rush are going to be getting a little bit nervous here because getting out-rotated, it's not really their trademark.
It's really actually unbelievable that this is happening, but why not? It's that kind of a day, I guess. We are going to watch these matches and enjoy while it's happening because we like surprises. That's why we want to see the game. You don't want to see always predictable results.
For Rush now, they get to at least to do Sand River defense, which is a good thing for them. Question is, how are they going to approach it? They're going to go aggressive, they're going to play standard, defensive, more Koritz-esque, and can Elevate break that kind of camp?
Well, that does remain to be seen. When we see the tanks, today we were surprised a couple of times when we saw the lineups, And we thought, oh, these guys are going to play aggressive. This is a lineup for that, and they would then stay camping and usually die. So we will see what will be the approach of Rush in this moment. This is not a situation they're unfamiliar with, losing for 1 or 2 or even 3 games in a match. They can still come back out of it. These guys have the mileage, guys. They have played so many tournaments and won most of them.
This was good stuff here. And then Slide being absolutely surrounded by everybody from the side of Elevate. And even then, Dodoma surviving way longer than he should.
Yeah, it was good moves by them. Both Dodoma and Oxmatus actually really played nice in those moments.
Even at the end of the round, Elevate making sure that they close it out here. Krillor, Inspire even being a little bit lucky that he just about got up. Strike, however, didn't have the same amount of luck. And this was the good counter push here on towards the Anatolic. The HP traded was worth it. They knew they could get a kill on the IS-7.
It was logical that it's going to happen. Even Navi knew, Rush knew it, because that was a desperation push on upper part of the map. They needed to clear that side, and they actually managed to do it, killing STRV and then IS-7, so that was really good by them. That was fine. But while that was all happening, it was still Elevate's defense, and they had the upper hand from the start all the time.
Yeah, it was their defense indeed. Look at Krillor, 4.2k damage from that man, but just not enough.
Well, Kirilloid did survive till the end of the battle, so he had a lot of options to shoot, but 10 shots, 4.1k damage, that's really good for I7. Slide, the only guy on the first page with him.
Yeah, Krillor here versus Oxmatus. Oxmatus obviously having a little bit of a harder game. Krillor even blocking a lot of damage, most of it when he was playing around that rock over there. But still, good moves there from Ox, surviving, drawing Krillor up and around, and then closing out the round with the final kill, getting 4 frags in total. A great shot as well on Inspire in the T100. It's a mean tank to hit on the move.
Looks like the guys are ready, and let us see how will the Rush's defense look like. And STRV, that does tell us immediately this is not going to be any kind of proactive, aggressive push by Rush side, so the Elevate is well aware of it. They also have a light tank in defense.
Yeah, kind of similar setup from the side of Rush, but they have chosen at least one Super Conqueror. And on the side of Elevate, 3 I7s instead of the 4 Rush had, so also kind of similar.
But 3 budgets, that's a big difference actually. That's much bigger rotation potential.
They're going to boost Rhino up into position. Elevate in the beginning, just covering all the angles is what it looks like. Not really committing on any side, not really committing anywhere to begin with.
Yeah, this I7 is in a really laid back position by Rush. There is only a light tank spotting the lower side of the map. Everyone else is just chilling back. But they need to be together more, because wasting this amount of time to boost STRV up on a hill is demanding. And that's why we have on A8 and I7, because he needs to monitor that part of the dune. He's in really hard position for anyone to pen in, even with HE. It's usually mission impossible. We've seen it many times. And the rest of the guys successfully boosted Anatolic while that was going on.
Yeah, Anatolic is going to be up in that STRV on the elevated position. We have seen it being countered by a number of teams. It's not the easiest thing to do. Dodoma now gets spotted out as well. He's going to have to deal with this STRV. Well, stay safe from him at the very least. I'm sure he's able to do that. Ooh.
Big connection from Rhino on Dodoma. Big mistake by Dodoma, taking 2 in a row.
Yeah, big shot there as well coming out from that STRV. Rhino and Anatolic showing that individual skill and making it work. Dodoma going to be bleeding HP. Wally now going to be bleeding some HP as well in his I7 to get the position that he wants to take. So the initial trades in favor of Rush.
Yeah, we've seen that happen on this match before, and it didn't end up in all of the games for Rush. But still, 3 shots for nothing, that pays off.
Inspire just going to set up at Binos and a Camonet in that safe position over here. There's not much that Elevate can do about this. What is going to be their next move here, Mojo? What do you think should happen for Elevate.
They need to find a way to deal with that STRV. That means they need to pressure the lower side of the map first so they have a crossfire on him. Otherwise, he is going to stay there and reign supreme over the upper part of the map.
53 HP damage on towards Beowulf. That's HE coming out from Oxmatis. It is something, right?
The main point is to put him down, to make him go down. But the thing is, while he's there, they cannot really easily pressure the lower cap. They can put a light tank there, but he will get easily spotted by that I7.
So Vetro is going to be rotating now as well. Oxmatis actually, I think, starting to close the distance in his I7. Did not take a shot of damage for that, so that's good stuff from him. But now the move from Elevate looks to be happening on the south side of the map. In return, Krelord and his Super Conqueror is going to start to push up.
Yeah, Super Conqueror is trying to locate where the rest of the tanks of Elevate here. And he has the gun depression to punish someone if he sees him, which he will probably not accept this I7 because that's not their goal. A lot of forces are ready for a lower side push on the rush. But that would be a huge risk. That would be a huge risk. They will have to charge with all 3 budgets just to take this one I7. And there are 2 budgets of rush just waiting for something like that.
Canadian getting instantly spotted when he does try to go towards that gap should tell them that the T100 of Rush is in a position to spot him out.
Pretty stale game now because there are rotations happening at the moment. Elevate does have to gather up all of their tanks, and Rush is actually aware of it. The sign is there. You can see that I7 that was trenching up on A8, abandoning that position and coming down to join the Super Conqueror. You can see the rotations also, the budget coming on upper side and so on and so on. So Rush is really aware what's going on, and this is going to be a final moments now before Elevate starts the pressure and push.
Yeah, Elevate now going back on towards the cap at the bad shot, who gets instantly spotted out. They know the T100 is there. How do they clear him from that position though? They know Inspirer is waiting there. They know Inspirer is sitting there. How can they clear the T100?
Just not gonna happen. I think they will have to pressure from the upper side of the map to get some angle from the dunes, but Inspirer is not even spotting. Oxmatis taking a lot of damage, and they cannot really push the canyon side. They cannot push it. It's gonna be exactly what Rush wants.
Oof! Canadian peeks out in his T100. Beowulf waiting on the other hand to punish him for that. Does not leave a peak like that unpunished. Wally in the meantime now taking some damage as well in his I7, but the 3 bad shots from Elevate, they're rotating here. Mojo, what do you think? Can this work?
Yeah, this is the last resort push. We've seen it many times happen over. Like, you just gather up tanks and you push the upper side of the map and you hope for the best in the shootout, in the chaos. You know how they say, chaos is a ladder, man.
Well, here we go. Vetro coming up and over on towards Krelord. So joined by Positive, joined by Anime Lord Brett. Vetro coming up and over in that batch. Takes only 1 shot of damage so far. A lot of misses coming out from Rush. Rhino in the meantime counter pushing on towards Wallhack in his I7. They lose Krelord. They need to go help Wally now though, because Wally's in trouble. They need to support him. Vetro, Brett, they need to go and help Wallhack in that I7 before he goes down. The Doma should be joining the cap right now. Wally gets back around the corner. Rhino could be in trouble now, getting shot in the back as well. Vetro going to take the fight, misses the first, however. The second one won't miss, and the third one I think will go through as well. It's Brett to pick it up, and Rush with 5 tanks left standing, now counter pushing down the 0 line, but the cap has started, and Elevate can put 3 tanks in it.
This is really good actually going on now because they still have those 7 guns in the game. This is a scenario we've already seen. Rush is actually getting chipped away. They're big dents in their defense.
Canadian trying to play with Inspire, doing the dance in the T100s. In the meantime, one of the bad shots from Rush has pushed across into A8. Yeah, getting that position. Canadian here still dueling with Inspire. He could actually win this. Can Canadian get it on towards Inspire? Inspire's on reload. Canadian gets it! Outplaying Inspire one-on-one with an HP deficit. And Elevate once more is making this work. More HP, more guns, Slide in a bad position as well, because there's now a bad shot rotating to A3. Great stuff there coming out from Elevate. Strike now pushing from the backside, unspotted. Elevate needs to do this clean though. Strike and Slide, the 2 bad shots. Slide pushing into Doma now on reload. He should be closing out this kill, at least on the Doma, but will it be enough? They chime in. 4v4 now. HP getting more even. Brett pushing up. Strike not able to support Slide. Slide backing off once more. And what can Elevate do now?
Slide needs to push over here before Brett actually comes to do something about it. Anatolic also deleted by Volhex. This is a really good play by Elevate. Brett has all 5 shells, so he can pin down the Slide and Strike while they're pushed by other people like Volhex.
Strike and Slide, they're in trouble though because Oxmatus is pinning them from this side. Brett's gonna go join the cap. Well, he should join the cap at the very least. Instead, he's gonna go for Slide instead, leave Wally to duel with Strike. Brett here against Slide. Can he pick up the kill? The rocks to play with. He's looking towards Strike instead.
Nice,
Strike in
nice
that back
shot.
shot. 405 HP remaining. Elevate on Sand River. Attack is pushing Rush to the brink. Brett picks it up. Slide now down towards the one shot as well. And the North American Dream Team is still alive. And it's just Beowulf remaining. And Elevate is going to make it 3-1. And what a difference between yesterday and today. First getting 5-0 and now bringing Rush to their knees. And they're going to be sweating because 3-1 down, moving on. Elevate is handing it straight up to them.
This is another Elevate, I guess, that slap in the face they had yesterday. This is what they needed to start playing like they know. Beowulf constantly locked by Canadian. That's why this duel between these two lights was so important, and Canadian won it with less HP because Beowulf could never turn it back to him. Exactly because of this, he will get shot every time.
8 seconds remaining now, and Beowulf has nothing to do as Elevate the North American Dream. Canadian putting another one in towards the back of Beowulf. Beowulf jumping off a cliff, but it's not gonna matter. Elevate making it 3-1 over Rush. And this is maybe the sensation of the tournament in progress.
Amazing round. Good plays all over the place. And Rush here is on the brink of defeat. But we are going to see that Prokhorovka was a breaker map for a lot of teams so far.
Prokhorovka is going to be a difficult map for Elevate, even 3-1 up, but they have the lead now moving forward. One round is going to be all they really need to bring themselves to match point.
Yeah, match point, but they need a clean win to get out of this one.
Mojo, let's not run ahead of ourselves. They have 3-1. Let's talk about that when they get to match point.
Prokhorovka, this is going to be super hard map for them. And after that, Himilzorov, not a little bit easier. Rush is playing really well on these. And, well, honestly, so far, they're doing so well. I don't want to jinx them. I really hope they can do it. If they manage to take one round out of this one, they're clear.
They are. So now Prokhorovka coming out. Elevate. How's the nerves doing? How are they feeling? Could we get an upset like we saw at the grand finals where Ding beat Na'Vi?
In quarterfinals.
Could it happen in groups? Could it happen? What's the difference between this Elevate and the Elevate from yesterday?
Good calls, number one. Good calls, good rotations.
And Canadian outplaying Inspirer one-on-one.
Yeah, why not? He obviously can do it. He's good enough for it.
We saw it. This is the North American Dream Team. Maybe after yesterday, less nervous, less nerves, coming into this match with the mindset of, well, we lost our match that we should, we lost a match in which we had the most statistical chance to win, so let's just play, see what we can do.
Or with that logic, we already done the worst, so nothing to lose anymore.
That's true. It's not going to be a team efficiency story, as Elevate has picked up 3 rounds. Always got to be there, you know. This was good stuff as well on the cap. Strike coming in with a full clip, but it wasn't enough. Just wasn't enough.
This was a really good play by Brett here.
Yeah, there's great shooting there on towards Strike, and then I guess, yeah, he gets the kill here as well. Oxmat is shooting Slide in the meantime, gets the tiniest of angles here to make that kill.
A hairline, man.
How nervous are they getting, though? How are they feeling?
This is the problem. When you play against so experienced team, you cannot let go of any kind of cautious thinking, because any hint of weakness you show to Rush, they will take it and they will multiply it in their favor.
Yeah, that, I don't know, man. It can still happen. Everything can still happen here. Is this going to be Elevate to take down Rush? Could it be?
That's going to be the most fun thing that we've seen in this tournament, and I'm hoping.
Maybe. I don't know. That's the question. Can Elevate do this? or can Rush recover? Prokhorovka, like we said, is going to be a very, very difficult map for Rush to really make it work. I mean, for Elevate, sorry, because it is such a usually middle engagement, high skill, quick fight.
Rush has serious gaming faces on as much as they can. We'll see what they have cooked up for Prokhorovka.
Well, it's interesting to see Elevate first out-rotating Rush. Now, again, not just out-rotating Rush, also outplaying Rush in one-on-ones.
It was actually most exquisite thing to see. It's not only one-on-ones, the rotations were better.
Yeah,
the
that triple
rotations were
bad
better.
shot got there, unspotted, and got a freebie. Got 2 freebies, really, if you want to look at it like that. But now, Prokhorovka, Elevate 3-1, could make it match point. Rush on the brink of having to face match point against Elevate, who lost 5-0 against Oops.
Does that make Oops so
Does
good?
that make Oops the best team? Who knows?
Maybe Insane was a problem now.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
We shall see tomorrow everything about that.
So far, an aggressive Eastern play. Oh my god, is Elevate reading this? Are they reading this like a book? It looks like it, Mojo. I
It's
like
gonna
it.
be a crash on the other side of the map. This is something that's gonna be super fun for us to watch. Double budget from Elevate plus Canadian Impact Light going immediately there. I7 staying alone. We've seen this kind of defense
Kazna.
before. Kazna, yes, and all Super Conquerors on this side. Good play here.
Yeah, this is Elevate reading kind of what the likes of Rush are bringing. The Batchat getting spotted out on the 0 line. Both of them getting spotted out, and Rush know that there's going to be trouble over here. Can they fight? Can they win? Can they make this happen? Enemy Lord Brett, positive. Taking some damage here, Brett. Needs to be careful. The I7 out from the side. Vecho, ooh, just about gets despotted in the nick of time.
I was really lucky. The important thing here for Rush at the moment is because Elevate has a light tank. The
Look at the
shootout already
damage,
started.
The Rush going straight across, going for the Doma on the run, the Doma on the move. Can they catch them? But look at the damage that's already been taken by the side of Rush. Elevate needs to make a reaction now. Strike and Inspirer pushing off the hill. So far, so good. They pick up the first one, which is positive. The Doma still on the run, gets struck again. That's good stuff from Rush. But the HP, it's dwindling. It's going down. The Doma, yes, he's tracked, but now the damage needs to come out. Finally, the connections on towards that I7 brings it back a little bit in favor of Rush, but still Elevate with more HP. Slide goes down. There's a double bat on the hill, and now Elevate, they need to make this counter push. Inspirer on reload, Strike on reload as well. It's now or never.
It's now or never. These 4 heavy tanks need to fall. They need to ignore everything else. They need to use this light Canadian in its fullest. He needs to shoot them in the back while everyone else is pressing. Because if these budgets reload, they are done. They are dead.
They are done for, that's for sure. Now Brett coming on towards the A6 position. Canadian in that T100 doing the very best he can. We can see now Inspire is off of reload. Strike is off of reload as well. That's the damage coming out on Wally. But is it going to be enough? Brett clipping from the side. Anatolic now pushing over again. Vetro goes down. Wally peeking from the top. Do these Batchats have enough shots? It looks like it. It's all over the place. Wally goes down. It's a 3v3. But it's still in favor of Elevate because now Inspire Strike on reload once more. Anatolic should be pushed, should be killed by Oxmatis and Canadian, and there should be match point for Elevate.
This will be a blast. If it happens, Canadian will be a crucial effect here. With his light, he can do so much!
Anatolic even missed in the IS-7. Oxmatis now pushing forward. Anatolic doesn't have an engine. Inspire and Strike just watching from the back lines. There's nothing they can do. And Elevate, 3 against 2 and just 2 Batchats remaining are going to make it match point, and the American dream, it's more than alive. It's happening right now. Elevate about to take match point, and Rush, well, what is there to say?
Elevate is making America proud. That's what to say. This is the best plays they've done in a while. Rush is getting stomped.
Rush is on the brink of match point. Inspirer and Strike with it all to do, but what can they really achieve? Canadians alive, Brett's alive, and Oxmatis as well with a good amount of HP, and they're on the attack. How do they bring back this round, if anything?
They cannot do anything unless Oxmatus decides to go and drown, maybe, and bring Enemy Lord Brett with him. I don't see how will they lose this round elsewhere.
I don't know, Mojo. Inspire is
There
already
you go,
spotted
already
out.
spotted.
Canadian Impact with the first shot from the T100. Strike now spotted out as well. When are the kills coming out? There's the first one for Brett. The second one gonna be probably for Canadian if he decides to close the distance. And that is Brett with the second kill and Elevate 4-1 over Rush. What on earth is happening?
Volcano is coming here into the Moscow, that's definite.
Well, the crowd favorite Rush, the favorite boys. The favorite boys that are now 4-1 down. It's 4 straight rounds in a row for them to win, and even then it's only a tiebreaker.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I've never thought that Elevate can lose 5-0 like that yesterday and come back from that to this.
I don't think they even know what's happening right now.
I'm just thinking if all the gods of RNG, good tactics and fortune are with them, they are gonna say thank you, take it and go away with it.
Rush looks a little bit stressed, a little bit out of their comfort zone right now. I would be
This
as well.
is
being
hard to
4-1
come
down.
back from even for a team like Rush or Tornado.
Yes.
This is like, you need to win 4 games in a row and not slip a single one.
Yeah, they have a very difficult round ahead of them. I really wonder how the Russian audience is feeling about this, because Navi, Rush, crowd favorites. So going to be a lot of confused people right now. Maybe even as confused as I am.
Well, it is shocking, but it is good because we like the change. I would say this is a shock of this group stage.
We're kind of used to them losing in groups now, though. This is the highlight here. Dodoma got tracked trying to run away.
Dodoma survived for so long time, and
I still even believe that, I don't know, Vetro Wally could have maybe pushed a little bit, but even when they didn't, the crossfire was there. Brett, Canadian from the side, that little T100 being really mean, and Alotolic even missed Canadian.
Canadian is the man of this match so far, man. He is buying them such a crucial moments. I thought at the moment when the Rush decided to push that he will be a weakness for their team, but even with losing Dodoma and losing the Bachat so early on positive, they managed to come back, and he was a crucial factor. Surviving for so long, making all those crucial shots. Like really steady play. Must commend him.
Great stuff here, though, from Positive. Getting that double track on towards Strike and then doing the damage as well. Inspire pushing in, and these 2 bad shots just not getting their clips out. If Strike pushed straight over, they probably would have killed both of those bats. They would have gotten Brett, they would have gotten Positive. Would have been their game then.
Pretty much, but it didn't happen. So shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. That's true. Now Prokhorovka, yet again, this time with Elevate on the attack. Another middle engagement, Mojo. You think Rush is going to go hide in the hills?
I'm really interested to see the lineup of tanks before we can say anything there. I'm hoping to see no STRV in defense, so we might see maybe a middle brawl.
Strike did his best he could, but just not enough, yet again.
It's not about one player, it's about the entire team. And look at the damage blocked by Elevate in this game. Again, it's 2,000 more than on Rush. And the penetrations were now completely on their side. Same amount of shots, more hits on their side. Better shooting from Elevate in this round. Again, outplaying on personal level Rush players here.
Group of Death delivering in a way we didn't expect so far. If Elevate picks this up 5-1, then tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day.
It's going to be very interesting, especially since they said, said they will not even show their best tactics against Rush. What will happen? Yeah, they might have to if they want to even stay. But let's see what's going to happen here first. That's the important one.
Can Rush bring it to tiebreaker? Can they?
If they do, it's going to be sensation equal to the one that's happening now.
Yeah, that's true, but they have a long road ahead of them, and Elevate is in the driving seat. They look stressed.
Dorothy, Kansas is far away.
They do look stressed, and they have a long way to go. They have Prokhorovka, and after that, Himmelsdorf to survive. Let's take a look at the lineups. Triple IS-7 STRV and a Superconk and a double bat for Elevate. Rush, on the other hand, double IS-7, double Superconk, double bat, and an STRV.
Definitely not a push setup.
No, it doesn't look like one.
So Rush will try to play cautious as much as they can. and maybe utilize any mistake that Elevate does on a process, considering its copy-paste setup.
Elevate in the beginning, making no decisive moves either. Splitting up, IS-7s towards the middle. One Super Conk in K2 and STRV supporting, and then a Bat towards the eastern side and a Bat on the 0 line.
The only difference is Rush has 2 I7s, 2 Super Conks. Elevate has 3 I7s, 1 Super Conk. So that's more push-prone setup than the one of Rush.
Look at that aggressive play there though from Positive in his bat shot. Trying to figure out, trying to smell if there's something going on that side.
Unbelievable that he actually got there still unspotted. Like there is a Bachat and STRV from Rush there. They've seen nothing, but he didn't get spotted, and I hope he doesn't lure himself because of that in a trap.
Rush using an IS-7 as a spotter. Rhino in 1-2 line.
Hey, I7, best spotter ever. You put coated and he can even bounce shells.
Positive now being spotted out in the bat shot, taking some damage. Needs to be careful. Going behind the house, slide, looking and waiting. Positive. Ooh.
That was close.
Yeah, luckily enough, the house bringing just enough protection. They do know now that the STRV is up there.
He's breaking the houses to get a better vision. Yeah, Positive know when he's not welcome. Okay, okay. If you don't want me in your house, I'm gonna go to some other.
So now the IS-7s relocating towards the western side. Has a double Super Conk and a Bat and an IS-7 waiting there though. It's a lot of firepower. This push could be failed to doom before it even starts.
Still, the STRV is not on that side of the map. The crucial shots will have to come from those Super Conks and a Bachat in the back. Bachat, if he gets revealed, he will be deleted rather quickly. There is 5 guns here of Elevate on this side of the map. The first I7 is spotted and the push started.
And there we go, Rhino spots them out. Wally already taking a ton of damage. Doesn't know if he wants to continue this push. Brett's going to go in front of him to shield him. They're going to push up and over. They're going to go for Rhino. Instead, they're going to go into the hole, actually, because they don't think they can continue this push. They took a lot of damage for this, though. Rush now up by 4,000. What does Elevate do? Do they go up and over once more? More damage being bled. Canadian now peeking from the top as well. Damage being traded. Finally, some done on towards the Anatolic, but not nearly enough here for Elevate. Their initial move, they tried something, but now they need to reset. And what do they do next?
They need to rotate and maybe take out Strike, who is alone on the other side of the map now. But Positive cannot push him alone because he's already a bit lower on HP because of that first initial shot he received from STRV. But this is the opening. There you go. Both Bachats are now charging in. They're trying to catch him. And the STRV is going to go up on a rail to protect him.
Oxmatis is going to be crucial in this one. Can he get the shots out on towards that STRV if they get the spot? Strike now takes 1 shot of damage. Positive gets shot by the STRV, realizes where he is. He's on A5, A6. Another Bat rotating here for the side of Rush. A shot coming out from that STRV on towards Oxmatis. They need to be careful. Positive needs to be safe because he does not have enough support right now.
Positive needs to be really safe. There is rotation coming in again from Rush now. Now their other Bachat is joining his fellow. Slide is joining Strike. A killer duo here, and they will make pressure from that side of the map.
Brett needs to play it safe, takes another shot of damage. The HP now getting a little bit more even. There is a double Bat presence on A8 for the side of Rush.
By watching this, it doesn't look good for Elevate at the moment.
No,
they lost a lot of HP on different tanks and they're locked down. They cannot really rotate with them because they will be seen by these I7s in the middle. So it will come down to this fight.
Positive though in a good position in his bat shot. I'll say that much. He does not see the bat shots from Rush so far, but at one point he might be able to find the STRV if he peeks a little bit further. That's going to be a crucial one. Can he get the spot?
Is there anyone to shoot except him on that spot? That's important. There is a Bachat here. There is a Super Conqueror. Anatolic taking a bit more damage. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see what's going on.
Canadian Impact starting to sneak up in the bushes. If he can get close enough, if he can spot out Slide, he spots out Strike instead though. Canadian, what does he do now? He spots out 2 bad shots. Inspirer now in the open though. Positive needs to get the connections to save his mate. Anatolic goes down in the meantime. Slide now spotted out in the STRV. Can Positive get the shots? He misses. The 2 bad shots in the river kind of stuck. Canadian still alive. And Rush is starting to get all even here. Slide now pushing towards Positive as well. And it's not looking good for them. Rhino in the IS-7 goes down and out.
Unbelievable!
By the STRV. And this is Elevate. This is Elevate making it work. What's happening to Rush? They might go down here 5-1. Canadians still juking. Slide, Inspire, and Strike trying to make it work, but it's just not enough. They've lost 2 IS-7s somehow.
Positive, positive. Will he reload on time to help Canadian? Canadian is fighting for his life. He has 1 shell remaining. He's on reload, but there is fire coming in on Inspire. Inspire is gonna probably fall down next to it. It's 5 of them remaining compared to 6 guys of Elevate.
But look at the rotation now. The IS-7s, the main force, the Russians, they're starting to go towards the eastern side. Beowulf and Krelord, they're a little bit slow to the chase. Oxmatis and his friends are coming. Positive still on the upper side. If Krelord and Beowulf don't get there on time, it will be Elevate. Look at this. Wallax, Dodoma, Brett, they're already in position.
They have it.
These Superconks are not quick enough.
They have it, they have it, they have the rotation. They're outplayed Rush here. The Super Kongs are far enough. If they now push down and kill the Batchats, that will be it. The story will happen.
They even have Vetro coming in the STRV. Krelord, Beowulf still not in position. The push needs to happen though from Elevate. They need to find these Batchats. They know they're in the river. They have no escape. Where does Strike go?
Ooh, blind shots coming in now toward Positive because they also know where is he.
But look at
they
the
need
damage.
to chase him down.
Already. Whoa.
Another blind shot coming in.
Not bad there from the Super Kongs from Rush, making some presence known. But here comes Wallax, here comes
Strike
Dodoma,
is on reload.
Here comes Brett, Strike's on reload. Strike's gonna get triple tap. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. And Dodoma picks him up, and 6 tanks in the game for Elevate, just 4 from Rush, and Rush on their knees about to fall. Krelord peeks up and over, kinda knows it's over. Vetro picks them up, that leaves Slide, Inspire, and Beowulf, and Rush. The team that was supposed to make everybody proud is falling to pieces. It's Beowulf, it's Slide, and it's Elevate all around.
Positive is dead, but he already did everything and more than he was supposed to. The death trio, Volhex, Animal Lord Brett, and Dodoma are pushing in to finish the job. Slide is alone, and he cannot count on any help because STRV is keeping him pinned on other side of the rail.
Here comes the Holy Trident for Elevate. Dodoma, Brett, and Wallax pushing forwards. It's gonna be on towards Slide. The first connections don't come true, but the second and the third will. It's a 2v4 right now, and yes, it looks close, and yes, it's costing Elevate everything it takes, and Wallax comes in with the ram, and that leaves Beowulf, the last addition to the team, to break it all up, to do something impossible, something that's just not going to happen. And the North American dream is well and alive as Elevate comes back from a 5-0 against Oops. They're going to make it 5-1 against Rush.
Unbelievable. An American team actually winning against a Russian team, no less like a Rush in a match.
Even Nagatron would be proud of what's happening right now as Wallax picks it up. It's Elevate 5-1 over Rush. The Russian favorites for the finals get sent packing to their match tomorrow against Oops.
Unbelievable. What will tomorrow's day bring us if this happened today? This is getting better and better.
Well, Oops said they might not bring their best strats tomorrow. They better reconsider that because Rush is going to have to bring all it takes to win this game.
I think the Oops is smelling blood, man. They're going to try to come on strong because they can be the first in the group.
They can be the first in the group. That is true. Interesting stuff here. Elevate going to be very, 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 very happy about what happened.
Well deserved, and I must commend again Canadian Impact, a man of the hour, I would say. The guy outplayed everyone, and I saw him before a match and he didn't seem 100% secure, but I guess he calmed himself and did everything needed when it came to it. Good game, guys. Congratulations.
Elevate going to be very happy that they still have a chance to move forward. Everything depends on what happens tomorrow.
Unbelievable. If Oops takes even a single point out of Rush, Rush is out.
Yes.
So Oops, even with tiebreaker loss, they will be first, Elevate will be second, and Rush will be third. So Rush, in order to move on, they actually have to have a clear win over Oops. But I even don't, that's going to be a mess. That's going to be a mess to decide what's going on which parameters are people counting then.
Rush going to have to bring their A game against Oops tomorrow. Elevate going to be very happy with how this match went. how a day can make a difference.
Brilliant. This is what I like about these games. This is what I enjoy. The surprises, the great games, and cool hoodies.
They don't look happy.
Well, Elevate didn't look happy yesterday either, but hey.
That much is true. That much is true indeed. Yeah, good stuff there from Elevate. I mean, the rotation on
Great
point
games.
as well. How did Rhino and Anatolic fall to pieces, though? How?
There was some really good shooting by those guys in the middle.
This
I'm
Ram
really sorry that we sometimes don't have like 10 cameras to watch everything parallel.
at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, predictions, Mojo, I think everybody was kind of wrong, kind of off.
A little bit. It's a day to fail in predictions, I guess.
These blind shots were pretty amazing, though.
Yeah, it was really cool, but not enough. And too late. The rotation was too late. Again, out-rotated by Elevate. Elevate out-rotating Rush entire day.
And then here's strike 1, 2, 3. Well, RIP. At this point, it was already over.
It didn't matter anymore. It really didn't matter. There was nothing they could do anymore.
It was all Elevate at that point. Well, at least they're going to go home happier today than they did yesterday. He's like, dude, relax. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Easy day job, man. Every day.
Veteran the rest of
Every day
4.6k damage. Very nice. Very, very nice.
To take down a team like Rush, you really need to play like a unit well. And when they took so much damage in that Woods push, I thought that's it. I really thought that's it. And that was not the only game. I thought that's it. And they still came through.
Yeah, they did still come through. Impressive stuff from Elevate. Well deserved. Congratulations. 5-1 victory. Some very close rounds in there, but in the end, prevailing, out-rotating, outplaying Rush on an individual level, on a team level. They're going to have to go back to the hotel and...
I would never think they can take Prokhorivka 2 rounds, man. Like
yeah,
that's
they're going to have to
unbelievable.
go back to the
I would
hotel
put money
and take
against
a
it.
big and long look at themselves and how they played today, because it just wasn't enough for a team of that caliber.
Well, what to say, guys? Like, amazing match we watched now. A great, huge surprise, Ducky.
A great surprise, and I think it is time to hear from Elevate themselves and hear how they feel about it.
Amazing game it was. I agree with you guys. And here with me, Combs, let's talk a little bit about everything that happened. I won't take your time for too long because I understand how tired you are. But tell me, what do you feel right now after such a sensation?
It feels great. I mean, this is what we've been working to for a long time, showing what North America is able to do against the Russian teams. And the results today were great. I mean, we couldn't have asked for anything better.
So this is not a surprise for you. You knew that you're going to win Rush with such a result.
To have it that overwhelming, like, no, I thought it would have been a lot closer, maybe an overtime win. But we've been preparing all season, and the boot camp leading up to this, and a win at 5-1. I mean, couldn't ask for anything better.
Because in the end, I was standing there in the playing area, and you guys were so confident, so calm. No screaming, no emotions, no celebrating. You were like, oh, okay, that's just a normal thing. Is it always like that in your team?
More or less. I mean, with the level of competition we have in North America, it's a lot lower than what we're facing here. So we're used to playing like that with a lot of confidence and being pretty calm. But over here, since the results we had yesterday were not favorable, we just went into this with a positive attitude, and it turned out with exactly what we wanted. So we won today versus Rush.
Positive attitude, that's what you need to win against Rush. Thank you very much for this interview. Now it's time for our last post-match discussion for today. So over to you, Matt.
Tanya, thank you so much. Comps there looking pleased. He was saying, well, actually they were fairly confident about taking that win, but even he didn't expect it to go quite so one-sided for them. Nobody really did, including, I think, Wallhacks, who's with me here on the desk, along with our guys Marlins and Annihilator. Of course, there it is. There are a lot of people here at the Expo Center in Moscow. Very, very excited to see a North American team beat any CIS team, let alone one with the legendary, story coming into this that Rush have. And even you were saying, Wallhacks, it hasn't quite hit you yet what you've done.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think we played well. Yesterday was unfortunate we didn't show up, but today we played well, and maybe they didn't have a good day, but other than that, I mean, a lot of this stuff was we've seen before.
A lot of stuff they've seen before.
Yeah.
And easier than you expected.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not downplaying Russia, a great
No,
team,
no.
obviously, but I think we just played better today.
I mean, you definitely did play better today, and we know that the Elevate who played yesterday was not you guys, you know, at 100% attack strength, feeling in your right place, coming into that with other things on your minds from earlier stuff in the day. We won't go any deeper into that. But yeah, like a very different Elevate that we could see on that stage, and still an amazing performance, because even though we knew and hoped, but really believed that the true Elevate were going to turn up,
Have you
still thought, you know,
Yeah,
come on,
well,
this is Rush.
You guys
isn't it?
hoped. What were your predictions, though?
Yeah, so anyway, we'll move
Where's the
on.
I actually wanted to go with the 5-1, but you know, the other way around. But yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
yes.
We did
Thanks for
all
all the
think
hope.
we did all think Rush would do it, but we also wanted you guys, if you were going to leave this tournament, having lost 2 games out of 2, we wanted you guys to have delivered today what we knew would be a good showing from you. That was an incredible showing. Let's take a look at some of that and talk to you about how you found your way through a 5-1 victory over Rush.
Yeah, so we can take a look here on Sand River, where Rush was attacking. You know, they went for a push in the north, they left a few tanks in the back, and then all of a sudden some Batchats showed up through the water. Right from the beginning of the round, got a lot of damage in, then a quick retreat, not much damage taken in return, and then we can see here towards the end of the game, just again, coordinated Batchat play, clipping out on the IS-7 there. Was that a really hectic round for you?
Only the end was pretty hectic because we weren't sure if they could kill our IS-7 in the north quick enough to get on cap. But they didn't have anything to rotate or light or rotate, so we could sneak out whenever we wanted.
Yeah, sure that. And also, then on the actually in the same round, like you comparing to yesterday's matches, you seemed so chaotic, like all over the place with your mines, with your tanks. And yeah, how did you get yourself together? What did you do at night? Did it work out so well for you today?
Well, yesterday was a hard day for my team, and we didn't show up. I didn't play well. Neither did half of the team.
So how did you reset from that to come here
Just
today?
another day.
Yeah?
That's all it is. Our first game's usually pretty sloppy. So
So the
That's
emotions.
costly, though, in a tournament when you're in a group of
yeah,
3.
it is.
And, you know, it's you've got to win these games to go through to Saturday's quarterfinals. Done it, though. Got this win. This has put you in fantastic position. This group is going to be a really tough one to sort out tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit about that probably tomorrow.
And right here, you on the attacking side, that move was brilliant, by the way. Huge mistake there by Rush, not spotting the Batchets approaching. And yeah, who came up with that idea? Was like a general team thought, or did someone had like this thick idea in his mind?
Well, they had the Sturv and the 7 Norths, and then they were focused on the south with their 7 and Conqueror. So I was proxying both of them for a while. I said, there's nothing lighting us coming up this way.
Yeah.
So again, we were able to rotate without them seeing it. But I guess they were just, maybe they underestimated us there.
And this play here was fantastic.
Brett,
from Brett.
absolute carry here at this moment, taking out
And then
Strike.
this lovely shot through the gap in the rock there. Just barely clipping the end of his track. Some fantastic play
He
there.
made up for it for yesterday. He did nothing yesterday.
So that's some of the stats. Damage-wise, somewhat even shots-wise, not a lot in that hit. It's all kind of close stuff except for the number of rounds.
And the destroyed tanks there, 36 to 23 is
Yeah.
Damage won't
very
matter.
significant advantage.
As long as you don't take out the guns out of the game, damage won't matter. So.
That's it. That's it.
And then looking at Proc, I mean, Dodge Rush attack, you spotted them out early, Canadian Impact there with the light, spotting all of them since the start, you know what was going on there. And were you surprised by Rush then suddenly taking all their heavy forces and just pushing over the rails on your heavies? Were you set up for that?
We had 3 conks there. We got a lot of tracks off, and then we had the light tank in there.
He was like constantly farming, right?
In their rear end. I was going to say something else. But I guess we got a lot. We almost threw that at the end there, too. But
I think they were really caught off by that opening spot. You know, they had a whole tactic lined up, and then all of a sudden their entire heavy force is spotted.
well, Dota actually did really well there by running away over the ridge. Even if it wasted a lot of time for them. And then they couldn't cross over again in front of the conch. So they were
And the
just
light
sitting
tank
there
the
with the
whole
light
time.
tank farming. I don't even think I had a crest there, but that was that's hindsight.
You wanted to counter push, but then was just better to play it slow.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we see this fantastic position here. They didn't realize he was up in A0, and all of a sudden, Batch out with the full clip in the side of their tanks, just completely shutting them down into the river here.
Oh yeah, but this one's a attack here.
Was this an order for Positive to go right up to A0, or did he just kind of solo play
He
it?
just goes, Ollie, I'm going up A0. I say, okay.
Like Polly style, yeah.
Really
Just-
in-depth
just that's what he
strategic
wants.
discussion.
Yeah, and that was a brilliant rotation with the i7s. You were super fast
That was
with
hard.
the
We
i7.
were so quick.
Yeah.
So we could have lost that instantly, but they bounced a lot of shots. And if they waited like an extra 2 seconds, we would have been not able to get in the bowl.
Yeah.
So that was pretty lucky. Then they opened up when they did.
How does it feel winning against the former world champions? Is there anything special on the mind right now?
Well, I mean, I know a few of the guys were like, we could beat them, we could beat them. I'm like, yeah, we can. I don't know if we
There's
will.
always a chance.
But no, our team was pretty confident coming into this. And after yesterday, I think everybody tried and paid attention extra hard, made sure the communication was good.
Have you actually realized that tomorrow, Rush against Oops, Rush needs to win at least 5-1 to stay into this in this tournament? So have you like fully realized what you just did with your team? So
Yeah, potentially Rush are out of this now.
Well, don't blame us.
It's not blame. If it happens, it's due to incredible performance.
What?
I wouldn't say that's blame.
Today only.
Well, all right, yeah, we know you didn't do yourselves justice yesterday. Sinking in minute by minute, I can see how this has gone for you. Yeah, an incredible performance there. 5-1 for Elevate over Rush, which means that group, Group C, is very much still in the mix. A couple of the groups have already been settled earlier on today, but Group C, yeah, still a scrap going on there. So that's how it looks at the moment. Elevate with their 2 games, a win and a loss on 3 points. Oops with a win after putting you down 5-0 yesterday, but that's going to be forgotten about soon. And Rush,
We won't talk about
having
that
lost, yes, we won't talk about it anymore. Rush have lost this, so Rush and Oops are playing each other tomorrow. That match absolutely vital for those teams to see who goes through. Remember, only 2 go through, and this is looking like it's going to turn around on an interesting bit of rule book checking as to what happens with overtimes and rounds and so on. We'll discuss that more tomorrow. Here are all the results that we've had today. Let's show you how the 4 games fell through, with Yato's first game, feels a very long time ago now, locking out Yinuo Gaming. The Chinese team have left us 5-0, 2 losses to them. Means we know it is Yato and Unique who will be going through to the quarterfinals, but we'll still see a great fight between them tomorrow. Tornado, first visit from them. They got a good win over 7 Pirates, 5-2. Tornado will be with us. Kazna Crew will be with us tomorrow, and in the quarterfinals, we'll seed them in tomorrow's game. Ding beat out Top Tier 5-4. The first game of the 2 days so far, that's gone to tiebreak. Top Tier really stepping up, showing a terrific performance from them. They beat out Steelman earlier. We will see what Ding can do against Steelman in their game tomorrow. And then we've just had Rush Elevate. It's going to be Rush Oops. And that one, as we said, yeah, really, really exciting. Warhacks, let me ask you, Rush Oops, you want to make a little prediction on that? You've played both of the teams.
don't disappoint me.
Well, I don't know. If we go by it logically, I guess it's Oops should beat Rush because we just beat Rush and they wrecked us.
Yeah, but you've all been, it's like a little triangle going on. It's
Boy,
going to be
this
the
is
difficult
like-
one to sort out.
This is the hardest group for a reason. Everybody
Yeah.
could beat each other.
Ding will play Steelman. Unique will be playing Yato in our second game. Rush Oops, the one we were just talking about. And then it's going to be Tornado against Kazna Crew. That will finish off day 3, and that is only day 3 of the final battle. Then it's in the quarterfinals on Saturday, and there'll be best of 13s for huge matches on Saturday, 2 big semi-finals on Sunday, and then we'll all take a little bit of a rest before Wargaming Fest comes around on the 23rd of December, when our grand final with $150,000 at the end of it. That'll be the final, 23rd of December. And if you can be in Moscow, make sure you get your tickets for Wargaming Fest while you still can. We will not see you tomorrow. You can kick back in your practice room, in your hotel, wherever you need to be, and you can see how the quarterfinals are going to work out and where you're going to be playing a part in that, if you are. Lots of maths to be done. Let's not do that now. I will say thank you and congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And Elevate, good to see you stepping up at our tournament here. So that's day 2 of the final battle in the books. My thanks also to Myland and Annihilator, to Daki, Mojo and Ector as well. Antonio with her interviews earlier on too. You better join us tomorrow. Day 3 of the final battle for World of Tanks of 2017. We'll be back with you live from Moscow. Don't miss that.